Hello and welcome. In this video, I'm going to teach you how you can create and use the in-store upsell feature by valueaddon.com. This feature will allow you to sell your membership users that are already inside of your Value Add-on membership site into more products and services. You can sell them more courses, you can sell them access into the Facebook group, you can sell them other products and services that don't relate to the membership site. So I'll talk about all that in this training video. Now, there are some required items to set up. I will walk you through how to do this. Number one, you should have your content already set up and created. This includes maybe courses or blog posts or the Facebook group if you do want to include that as an optional upsell for your members. Number two, I'm going to walk you through how to create membership levels. You want to make sure that you enable this feature to even get access to it. We'll talk about that. And three, we will create pricing plans in Stripe. Once we have these three items all complete, then we can create the upsell next. So let's get into it. Okay, so I've jumped over to my demo site and I'm logged in as my site owner. And before we continue, I just want to show you what I've already set up. What I have already done is I've done step number one. And if you remember, that was to set up the content and the other available products that I'm going to be upselling. First things first is I created an original course. This course is what my members are going to sign up for originally. That's the first product they're going to buy. And then I'm going to try to get them to upsell into these other products. Upsell number one, course number two, and a consulting phone call upsell. And then I'm going to also create an additional upsell just for the Facebook group, which you can see over here on the right-hand side. This is the Facebook widget that allows people to join a Facebook group and be able to communicate with other members, which I want to sell that separately. So instead of creating courses with you and really boring you, I'm going to allow you to do that on yourself. I'm going to allow you to create your own courses and do that on your own time. We have videos specifically on how to create your courses and content. If you don't know how to do that yet, go ahead and watch some of our other videos. But once you get all the content done, and once you get all your upsells created content-wise, now it's time to configure them. So let me show you how to do that. We'll need to jump into the control panel, and we'll need to turn on and edit our membership levels. So to do that, go ahead and click on Payment Options. Scroll down to the bottom and make sure this box way down here at the bottom is checked. It says Show Advanced Options. Once you check this box, you should see membership levels and in-store upsells automatically appear. If for some reason they don't appear when you check that box, go ahead and just refresh the page and you should see them appear there. So once we've done that, let's go to step two in our list, which is to create membership levels. Now, membership levels is a requirement of upsells. You need to create these levels in order to tell the system, which people get access to which content, and this is how you do it. So by default, we have a membership level already created that basically encompasses everything that you put into your site. But we're not going to be using this one because this is the default membership level. We're going to create separate ones. So first things first is we're going to go ahead and create a membership level for the original course. Now, this is not going to be an upsell. Instead, this is going to be the default course that I'm going to sell them into before they can buy anything else from me. Once we do that, I'm going to click Create Membership Level, and you can see that I kind of title the membership level after what content they're buying, so that the names are typically similar. I mean, it does not matter how you do it, but for me personally, I like to make the names the same. So that's going to be the original course. Now let's go ahead and create another membership level for the first upsell in our list, which is course number one. And as you can see, all I'm doing right here is I'm creating a membership level name, and then I'm assigning which content that person gets access to. So you have to do this with all of your different products. So I'm just following through the list. This will be course number two. We will also do a consulting call, upsell. Oops. Spelled that wrong. I'll show you how to do that. That's a little bit different, but I think you'll find some benefit out of that. And then let's go ahead and create a Facebook group upsell. So for that, Facebook group doesn't include any courses or blog categories. It includes what we call an add-on over here on the right-hand side called Facebook groups. Now, this only appears if you've set up your Facebook group properly. If you haven't done that yet, then this won't show up. So we can go ahead and select that. So that is it. We've created now membership levels for all of our additional and separate products. The next thing is we need to go ahead and create some payment options now. So let's go back to where it says defaultstripe.com. We're going to use the built-in shopping cart provider. Now we have to create plans and assign those plans to membership levels. I know it may sound confusing, but once you understand why we do all this, it makes sense. So let's go ahead and create a plan for the original course. We're going to call this one we're going to charge $1. Now we have to tell the system that when somebody buys this plan, which membership level do they get access to? So we're going to choose original course. Now remember, and people get these confused sometimes, membership levels are not content. So don't get these confused with your courses. These are membership levels. They're not your courses that you've created. Now we've titled them the same, which could be confusing. For me, I like it. But we've titled them the same. But you just need to be aware that a plan that we're creating right now sells a membership level. A membership level sells whatever is underneath it. Okay, so that's how it goes. A plan sells a membership level sells what's underneath it. And it can include multiple courses. So we're going to go ahead and create this plan. That is done. Let's go ahead and do the same thing for the other upsells now. So we're going to go ahead. It doesn't matter which one. You can use any one of these that you like. I'm just doing a one-time charge. So we're going to call this one Course 1 Upsell. And I'm just going to rush through these to save time. Once again, select the proper membership level that this belongs to. And I'm going to go ahead and create the rest, and I'll be back just to save time. Okay, so I'm back, and as you can see, I've created all my payment plans, and I've assigned them to the proper membership levels. So let's go ahead and recap. Here's the original course that people are going to sign up for first. That's $1. Then I'm going to try to get them to upsell into course number 1. That's $3. Course number 2 is $6. Consulting phone call is $9. Facebook group access is $12. Now, these are arbitrary numbers. You can choose any amounts that you wish, but the one thing that you want to make sure is that every single product is assigned to the correct membership level, and the correct membership level is assigned to the right piece of content or add-on. Once we've done that, now we are ready to go to the In-Store Upsell tab right here so we can actually create the upsells themselves. We've created all of the work, and we've done all the steps that we've needed to. We've completed the 3 required items, which was to add content, to create the membership levels, and then 3 to create the payment plans. Now it's time to actually create the upsells themselves. So let's go ahead and do that now. Now when you click on In-Store Upsells, you'll see a blank page because we have not created any yet. So let's go ahead and create our first one. Click on Create Upsell. Now let me describe this page first. We have an upsell name, a description. You can change the image here, and you can upload a sales video if you have one, and then you can link this upsell to either a Stripe plan or to an external URL. Okay, so the Stripe plan is the plans that we just created a few seconds ago, and that's what we'll be using. If you wanted to send this link to maybe an outside shopping cart or maybe a JVZoo plan URL, sign up URL, you could do that here. So this actually gives you freedom that you can't find anywhere else in the system. This allows you to use any shopping cart URL and link these upsells to that payment plan. Now I will say this, you must know, if you are using an outside shopping cart, it may or may not integrate with a value add-on. So that means there may be some manual work involved. However, if you're using the existing plans that you've created in Stripe, then it's going to integrate perfectly. And what I mean by that is when somebody buys one of these plans through Stripe, they will get immediate access to it without any manual labor done. There's no manual work involved. The system is smart enough to know that they've bought and paid for it, and now it should show up that content. So that's just a fair warning. If you do use an outside shopping cart other than Stripe or JVZoo, then you will need to manually add the upsells to that user. Okay, so that's just a fair warning. You can learn more about that later. So let's go ahead and fill out this page. So let's do the first upsell, which is upsell into course number 1. You can put in some descriptive text here. This is basically your sales page text. Okay, this is where you would put the text and get them, excited and give them a reason to buy this upsell. Now you can change this image here to a different image, or you can leave it as the default. I'm going to go ahead and choose the same image that I used for the course, which is course number 1 upsell. And then we're going to link it to an existing plan, and that plan is going to be course number 1 upsell. So that one's done. So now that we've done it, let me explain what just happened. We created an upsell, and we just told the system something very specific. We told the system that if a user does not have access to this content, show them this upsell. That's how the code works. So when a member is viewing your site, if they don't already have access to one of these upsell products, then it's going to show them the upsell. All right. If they already do have access, maybe they already bought this somehow. Maybe you sold it to a batch of customers a month ago. If they already have access to it, then this upsell is not going to appear for them. All right. So that's the logic behind that. So let's go ahead. I'm going to pause the video again, and I'm going to create the rest of the upsells. Okay, I just finished that off, and let's go ahead and recap. Here's all my available upsells that I've created. Upsell into course number 1, upsell into course 2, the consulting phone call, and the Facebook group access. Now, there's one thing to notice on this page, and it's very, very important. You'll see over here on the bottom right-hand side, it says, warning, no courses selected. So what this does is it checks which membership level you've linked this to, and it checks to see if there's any courses assigned to it. And if there is no courses or blog post categories assigned to it, then it gives you a warning. Now, the reason it's doing for this last upsell is because we don't have any courses that we're selling. We're actually just selling the Facebook group, which is correct. But make sure none of your other available upsells have that warning, because usually that means that you forgot to check mark any boxes when you created your membership levels. So once we've confirmed that everything looks good, you are done with creating your upsells in the proper format. The only thing next to show you is what they actually look like. And in order to do that, we need to create a user account that is a demo user, okay? Because here's the problem. If we go and we view our site as a logged in site owner, we're going to see all the available content like regularly, and we won't see the upsells. So what we're looking at here is called an admin view or the site owner view. We see all the available content because we own the site. There's nothing hidden from us. But in order to see what a user would see, we need to go ahead and create that example user. So let's go back to Manage Site, and let's go to the Users tab, and let's go ahead and create a brand new user as just a test. We need to test the system and make sure it looks proper, right? So I'm going to call this test login. Just put some information in here. Once again, this is just all, fake information. Okay, so here's the important part. Once we've filled out all the forms right here, make sure his status is set to reader. We need to come down here and we need to specify what content this user has. Because if you choose all, then he's not going to see the upsells. If you remember what I said earlier about the logic being that if he already has access to the upsells, then he won't see the upsells. Well, we need to make sure that he only has access to the original course or to a course that's not part of the other upsells. So this user can only see the original course, and he'll have to buy the rest of our upsells, and that's what we want. So once we've done that, let's go ahead and hit Create User. Okay, so now that we've created that user, you can see that here he is right here. Let's go ahead and log out as a site owner, and let's log back in as our test user. Put in your username and password for that test user and go ahead and log in like normal. Okay, so here is what it's doing. Since I assigned the original course to this user, I can click on this course and I can view it right now, no problems. But you'll also see that we have something else below, and it says, are you interested in? And if the user clicks on these, they're not going to actually get access to these available products, but they will see a sales page or a sales item. So here is the title of the course, or the upsell, I'm sorry. Here is the description of the upsell, and here's a link to purchase. Now, if I click purchase here, it's going to take me to the shopping cart. I have the option of purchasing this plan, and once I purchase it, it's going to dump me right back in the members area, and it's going to show me that content available right away if I'm using Stripe.